Hello, welcome back to the second part of Customer Manager. In this video, I'm going to share you how to create the customer manager, how to create the customer. And we have a hidden columns here, A and B, which I am going to unhide now. So here we can see here the cell B8 and B3. B8 refers to whether customer is new or existing customer. When we click the add new, it will be true. When we click the cancel new, it will be false. So there are two buttons are there. So it's a boolean value, whether it's true or false, we can see it. Whereas the B3, here it's a customer row. We have a separate sheet, customer sheet, where we have saved all the customer. So when here I use the match function in order to find the customer. You can see the cell reference E7, that is customer's name cell, and the customer that is a name range where we have stored all the customer details. So we can see I mentioned here +2 means our customer sheet where I have saved the customer from third row onwards. Now we can go through the customer sheet. We can see here the row start from 3, where the first customer from row 3. So I have created the name range. Look at the name range which I have created here. Go to name manager, where I have made the customer. This is the name range I have made it. I made it through offset function here. If you don't know the offset function, I will share this function in my Facebook page where I have made one offset function video. You can go through it. Otherwise, you can make the direct range instead of offset function in the name range. So here I have made offset with the count A. If I make the count A, then it will be dynamic. No need blank cell if I make through offset function. We can go through the normal function without offset, how it will be possible. I can make the new name ranges. So I can go through the formulas and again make the name manager. I'm cancelling this data field. It is not the first one. I have to go to formulas and make the new name ranges here. I am making the new one where I name it as customer test, CUST test. So here I am just selecting the ranges only instead of offset. We can see the difference between these two. I'm just clicking OK, then adding one data list where I mentioned the name range name. So go to the data field, click on list. Here I have mentioned our name range name. So let's see here. Here we can see the blank cells. So in order to avoid the blank cells, I just made the offset function. So in detail offset function, I will share this one in my Facebook page where you can find it. So our name ranges here, customer. So in case if you don't know the offset function, you can directly select the ranges and make it. Here we have a valid data validation. Again, I will show you here. In case I put our name ranges with offset, that is customer name range, you can see the difference here. See the difference? There is no blank cells. If I add new one, it will be added in the data field. We can see the difference in the name data field. See, it will be added. It is added, but there is no spaces there. So we can go through the name ranges, that is we used in our match functions. We have used offset here. In case you want to know the offset in detail, I will share this video in my Facebook so that you can learn it. Now we can go through our customer manager sheet, that is for sheet number 1 we can go through, where we have making the customers, new customers, and adding the new customers and saving the customers here. So here we have used the match function. I have added if error function. In case any error shows, then it will be blank. So this is the E7 cell. So I have added +2, that means the starting rows from the third row. That's why I mentioned here +2. Second row we have a heading, and third row starting all customers. Now we can go through our customer details here. We can do the next things. Now we have made the match function, and we can find the customer rows through match functions. So we have checking one customer, ABC Trading, which I have already made it. So we can see in the customer row, that is B3. This is the cell name, cell number is showing there. See, go to the customer sheet, you can find it is the 8th number. Through match function we have find it out. For the match function we have 3 arguments: lookup value, array, and exact match or approximate match. If I want to add the new customer, when I add the new customer, it will be true always. When I add the cancel new button, the B8 cell always be false. So there are 2 buttons. When I click one button, other button will disappear. Now we can go through the developer how we made the add new. Let's see. We have made it through module details, where module name, macro name, CUS new. We can see all the cells E7 CUS new, E7, G7, I7, E11, G11, I11. All the contents clears. When we click the add new button, everything will be cleared. This is the cells. So instead of text box, I am just using the white background cell only here. Second one, B8 value always true. When I click the, as I told, when I click the new button, add new button, it's always true. Then, as I told, there are 2 buttons created, CNN new and add new for both button. When one false, other one is true. So here I made, when I click add new, then add new will be saved. We can see the button name. We can see the button name here. One is CNN new, one is AD new. So when I click one button, the other button will disappear. So when I click add new, then this one, see the button name there, ADD new. So this is the one for the if we want to make the new customer, this macro I am using. The second one, we want to know the cancel new, that is CNN new. The macro name is CNN new. See this one, CNN new. So we can see this should be always false. So when I click this macro, the sheet1.b8 value always false, and the add new button always true, and the cancel new button always false. One button will disappear and the other button will appear there. So we have learned customer CS new macro for the customer cancellation, and the add new macro for the cancel new button. So we can see this should be always false. So when I click this macro, the sheet1.b8 value always false, and the add new button always true, and the cancel new button always false. One button will disappear and the other button will appear there. So we have learned customer CS new macro for the customer cancellation, and the add new macro for the adding new customer. Now we can learn how to save the customer. So I have made already the button save and update button, and we can start with the third macro for the saving this customer details in the customer sheet. So I'm saving one customer. I'm just entering the customer name, new customer name and address, all the details I'm entering here. I'm just saving. Let's see what will happen. All the details I'm entering here. I'm just clicking the save and update button. Let's see the customer sheet. We have saved the new customer that is in the row 11. So we can see in B3 row 11. So we want to know what macro we have used to save this customer details. So we are going to the third macro. This is CUS save, the third macro. Here I have clearly mentioned CUS is save. Now we can go through what are the codes are there. First one, B8 value is true. That means if you are creating the new customer, then always the B8 value true. If false means that is existing customer. So let's go through the customer sheet. See, this is a sheet 2 where I am saving. So in the macro I clearly mentioned sheet 2. We can go through our macro. We have mentioned here sheet 2 dot range last row plus 1, that is the new row. If it's 10th row, then the last row, then plus 1 means that is the 11th row. So here after Z group, if I want to create the new one, then after Z group, that is a new row. So in case existing row, then B3 value can be saved one variable CUST row. So I can check any existing customer here. I'm going through the customer sheet. I'm entering one existing customer here. ABC space trading. See, we can see the row number. In case I want to update this existing one, we can update. So we have two, one is new one, other one is existing one. Now we can go through the loop here, which I am using here, because we have 6 columns here, 1 to 6, that is F7 to I11. So I'm using 1 to 6 for the loop, that is that loop value storing in CUST's call variable. So I am using on error go to, in case we entered the wrong customer name, then error will display. We want to avoid the bugs, then I am using on error go to here. So here sheet 1 dot cells, customer row, customer call, 1 to 6. Customer call means we have starting from F7, G7, I7, F11, G11, I11. We have 6 one. That is customer column. See here F7. We have 6 columns here. F7, G7, I7, I11. We have 6 columns here. So this one please note it, because here I am using data mapping using for loop also. Here we can see sheet 2 dot cells. Instead of range I am using cells. In the cells we have 2 variables, one is row and one is column. Then sheet 2 dot cells, customer row and customer column dot value, sheet 1 dot range, sheet 2 dot cells 1 and CUST call variable dot value. We can see it here. Here one row means on the second sheet, first row I have hidden there where I have mentioned all the cell name of the sheet 1, where we have saving our customer record. So instead of entering 3-4 lines of code, I am using this one in one line. We can go through this little bit confusing. I already explained in the previous example the same data mapping Here we want to know our cell name first. That is F7, G7, I7, F11, I11, G11. That is hidden in the customer sheet first row. So we can go through the customer sheet where you can go through the customer sheet on the first row. See here, unhide this row. See here F7, G7, which is our cell name. So that is in the first row. So in this, so we can avoid more lines of code if I use the data mapping. So go through this one line code. We are saving every data in this one line code. One is with cells, one is with range. Cells always rows and columns. Range always the range name. Here we have a range, that is F7, and column also, that is saved in the first row of customer sheet 2. Then everything same, B8 value is equal to false, B8 value false. At the end of the code, add new button will be true always after saving, and the cancel new button always false. That's why MSO false for the cancel new, MSO true for the add new button. And you can find all the codes in my Facebook page of today's video. And we have to create now the next video, customer loading invoice. That would be the part 3, and remaining will be in the part 4. So I hope you understand this video. So please try again, and the codes will be, again I am saying, codes will be available in the Facebook page, which I have mentioned in my description. I hope you understand this video. Thank you for your time.